Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to Shantae's Risky Revenge. Shantae Risky's Revenge Director's Cut. We have to wander around the desert, even though we beat the desert boss area, so we can break these kind of rocks and several other kinds of rocks. And we're going to need to wander around the desert to figure out where both high and low these secrets are hidden. And so I'm really trying to take no prisoners in this case. Looking for secrets. We have this whole spider cave. Is there a way that I could have... Is there possibly something in this spider cave that I missed because I just tried to rush through it? We know there's this, and that, once again, is the same smash ability. But, like, if there was a monkey crawl path, it probably would be right here. If there was any kind of, like, hole in the roof. But if there was a hole in the roof, I think the game would be a little bit more generous about showing that there was a hole in the roof. And we gotta look downward too. Also have to remember not to die. And that is the death waves. So... yeah, I don't think where we are right now is some secret place. But, yeah, you just jump to your death. And that was some health lost. We need smash and we need monkey dash. Without those, it's interesting that the characters are jumping more to the left. Darn it. I'm about to die. Just a good old-fashioned, old-school game over. With a good old-fashioned waste of gameplay time. Well, that was probably only 2 minutes of lost progress. 2 minutes is 2 minutes too many when it starts adding up. Alright, so you have to go through here. You pretty much want to hit all of these. I think I killed them both, but nope. I killed them both. If there is something secretly in this cave, I will be very upset with. Like, we'll do the monkey dance and we'll see. But yeah. That'll make it a lot easier to not have a creature trying to kill you, or two creatures trying to kill you at the same time. Okay, so then you have this part, which, if we look at the map, where are we? It doesn't actually mark where you are. That's part of the problem, I guess. well, I see a lot of walls. A lot of things that look like they could be monkey walls. We've been through this part before. And there's nothing more here. And then over here was that thing that seemed like there was nothing there. So let's try this again. I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna walk. See, I don't have like an explosion or anything though, so I really couldn't open any kind of like secrets there. So unless there was a monkey dash to the left here, it seems like that's nothing. And if there's just like secret passages, how could you know? You have a couple of things here that look slightly suspicious. And so it must be over here. Which this brings us. But this was just where the Baron guy was. Like, we talked to all these people. I mean, we'll go back and talk to the Ammo Baron. And there's kind of nothing here. Except for that rock that needs to be broken, which, yeah. Show me where I get the smash ability and I will break that rock. I might actually have to just straight up look for the answer online. Like, that might really be what this boils down to. Because I am not seeing it. Any of these little juts feel like they could be places. Like, it definitely feels like there could be quite a few little places where there are secret passages. Right. We already know about this secret passage because we've already been down this several times. Unless there's some other path here. Something I missed. And I don't know what what other kinds of tricks there would be. And that pretty much leaves you to go through this area. And then when you're in this area, let's see where we are on the map. We still don't really know. Like, I think you fall down this area and then you can't get back up. Nope. Yep. Nope, this is exactly that area. And then that brings you out to this point. Which then can have you run all the way to the right. And they're saying it needs to be high and low in the desert. And there at some point is some kind of like secret passage that is high. And someplace that's low. And I just can't find it. So I'm gonna just Google it at this point. Let's see. Risky's Revenge Smash location. See if we can get a general idea of where it is. Need the elephant dance form. Where do you get it? That didn't help any. Let's just see if we can figure out where. The elephant stomp requires the elephant. We don't have the elephant. So how do we get to the elephant? Let's see. Still not telling me exactly where. Let's see. So I need the elephant location before I get elephant stomp, and I don't have that. Elephant location. Head to the woods, front lair, find the cave to go into. Okay. So I am just totally in the wrong place at the moment. Sorry for leaving it on a pause screen, but yeah, this is wild, to say the least. This is wild. I didn't look hard enough in the forest, which does seem to be kind of like a consistent theme here, that I'm just not looking hard enough. And certainly I think some of that is because the game is like Game Boy Advanced art style is definitely leaving me with the feeling that this should be a lot easier than it actually is. This should be more dumbed down than it actually is. Alright, I'm just gonna go to the lilac fields, and that way I can go to the shop. And we can see what we can buy. Although even going to the shop is more of a hassle, I think, than probably it's worth. try that. And there's elephant symbols on the sides of the gate, which I'm sure are just there for artistic reasons. Okay, we can't afford this simply because we don't have it. We could get Fireball or we could get Super Pike Ball. And I think Super Pike Ball is probably better than Fireball. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and see if we can buy the maximum number of potions, since we're just sitting on money now. At least we are for a while. And so that leaves us with 9, yeah. I hope we don't ever run into a point where we get potions for free. I doubt it, though. And then off to the races we go. Just walking directly into enemies. So there's something I missed in the forest, in like the foreground of the forest section. Something that could be just as simple as like this, although clearly it's not this, because that's a smash, and once we have the elephant smash, then we'll be able to get the magic jam that's in that. I guess we're trying to get our gold back up to 300 so we could get the even faster hair whip attack. You can kind of also tell that there is a level of improvement for a game like this, like as they would port this, as they would make sequels to this game to play more on PC and play more like a modern game. It'd be fairly obvious that you would want to get away from the idea of just having one single hair whip attack. Ah, so here it is. That's what I forgot about. That's what I couldn't find. And here we have definitely some puzzles here that are paths that would be breakable later, so we'll have an easy exit. And I guess the real question is this a full dungeon, or is this just going to be a brief dungeon that then leads to a pretty generic fountain? Because we already did the Battle Tower, so we've already sort of done a dungeon. And I guess I'm not gonna get any more upgrades that, like, a more modern game I feel like would slowly recover your health if you were standing still. That would also make it this a slightly more kid-friendly experience, although I guess that's already thrown out the door when you have the lewd costumes and the lewd jokes happening. Those little pink bricks are pains in the butt. Yeah, I don't know how you would be able to break those, because you don't have an upward attack. Like, let's see. If I was to come over here and equip this and do this, I guess you can do that. And that's, I guess, the way you do it. I was gonna try the other path of using the guess you're supposed to fall down this way. I guess you're supposed to fall down that way, I'm not sure. Yep, and here we have a fountain with a bunch of genie girls. You know, a lot of this animation looks very reminiscent of the 80s anime, maybe even we're talking late 70s anime Slayers. And I just realized that one of her animations when she's standing around is she's adjusting her bra or bikini top or top, whatever you want to call it. Who approaches my magic fountain? But yeah, there is like a magical octopus that looks a lot like the octopus we've seen before in Slayers, and there's definitely a lot of characters that seem to have that same art style. I sense your relentless energy deep inside you. Channel your passions and allow the magic to take shape. What's funny here is she had these abilities to transform in the first game, and they're really not explaining why she lost the powers and why she needs to regain them. Simply hold the dance button and release it during his second belly dance move to transform. The elephant dance will allow you to smash away obstacles. To change back, press the dance button. May fortune follow you in your travels. I think that's fairly fair, though, that they didn't. So 1, 2. And then you have to attack to break things. So had I fallen down this way, I would have not really accomplished anything. And then you kind of do have the issue where you get an almost instantaneous monkey, but then you have to wait 2-3 seconds until you can get the elephant, and you're gonna have to wait even longer to get the third character, so almost certainly you will use the third transformation even less than the other two. I feel like the main thing that they should have done is sped up the dancing animation. It should cycle fairly quickly. I thought there might be something else more to break around here, but nope. So we know a few places to break things, but I'm not sure where to go next per se. Hiya, Brainiac. This is probably the friend of the other zombie lady. Where are you going? Yes, where to? Who are you guys? No need for alarm. Shantae, right? The chick with the brain. From Scuttletown. Yeah, she's the one Lil Sis is always running at the mouth about. They didn't quite get that into one thing. You guys are Rocky Tops brothers? Yeah, that's right. I have to point out here that one of my complaints with all the girls being in belly dancing outfits is that the guys in Scuttletown look like they were fully clothed. At least the zombie guy here is going shirtless. Abner Cadaver, the oldest. And here's Poe. We're here because you got a proposition for you. Like, we know your next stop is the Hypno Baron. His oceanside forest is impenetrable. There ain't no way you're breaking in there without our help. They really needed to have chosen a different font if they couldn't get the dialogue to fit, or just have 3 lines of dialogue. Of course, again, Originally this would have been a very low resolution game, and I'm not sure that these overlay characters aren't redrawn for the Director's Edition. It's a labyrinth that bores deep into the seaside cliffs. It's filled with tricks and traps. Very, very dangerous. Our offer is this. We'll get you in. In return, you gotta brew us some coffee. Are you serious? Dead serious. You know about wild brain-eating zombies? A strong cup of joe is the only thing that separates us from them. So do it. You don't want to be there when Sis' eyes rolls back and she goes freak show on you. You're gonna need to need a coffee machine and some fresh coffee beans. Oh, and I like mine with a little rotten egg mixed in. Drop it off at the old boathouse and we'll hook you up with a way into the labyrinth. You got all that? I hear you, but I seriously have to do a coffee run? You ain't gotta do it, but good luck getting inside the Hypno Baron's digs if you don't. So we have now a secondary challenge that is built around collecting 3 new things. And then we have this weird situation we're now in where a lot of things I just don't remember, so like when we were up here we needed monkey dash, right? That's what we needed. So there's nothing I think on this level to smash. We could test that theory. So 1, 2. Won't break those things. There is something in the smash though. Each one of these. Now we have like a dark room, like Legend of Zelda 2, Link's Awakening, or whatever it was called, The Adventure of Link. I don't think it was called Link's Awakening. I think that was a different game. But regardless, we have a blacked out screen. Now we have a heart holder. Great. So that might also be an indicator that all the other areas are heart holders too, where there are rocks. Either that or magic jams. So the Metroidvania-ness of this map, I think, will improve things quite a bit because of that. And then run over here. And see, I'm fairly certain that we already did everything over here. Yeah. So that was safe. More and more we will just start running into scenarios where I've kind of done everything. So now we'll smash this guy. And now we can get through. And where would this put us? We have a dark magical guy. I can definitely see why it freezes time now when you do the belly dance move. I don't know. I'm not sure if I can make that. Yeah, I don't think I can make that jump because it feels like I'd have to jump down and then have a double jump in the air and that just doesn't seem like reason that's doable. So yeah, can't do anything here yet. Still having a lot of these guys though, like, not really prove themselves to be very useful. I probably need to upgrade the fireball ability at this point, because it's gonna be in the way if I don't. Found the coffee machine, so that was part of what we had to do. And apparently that was the only thing in this area that we needed to do, so interesting that that was the entirety of that map. Just work our way back, I guess, and we'll be back again later, which does make a decent argument to not bother to try and look at like the very large dungeon that's all the way to the right here, but then there's also a decent chance that there's something in that very large dungeon. Come over here. We save because you should always save. Yeah, and in the past few hours of playing the game, I will say the screen being stretched out has not really done anything to my enjoyment of the game negatively. Yeah. Yeah, I could potentially run through this entire dungeon, but I don't think it's worth your effort. Not at the moment. There might be a point in the future when I have all the abilities, of which there seems to be more than you would think at first. But I think I'll just try to keep everything to these broken rocks. Come on. Climb. Climb. Jump. 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 You kind of need to be in the middle. That's probably why it hasn't been working for me very well, is I've been at the very top. And the very top is like the bad place to be because I'm probably just hitting the roof of the ceiling. The roof of the ceiling. Yeah, that's not really English. Then you also have a problem where you do one of these and it may be a very minimal reward and you don't know what you're really going for and you don't know what you're really gonna get. Okay. So now, if I fall to my death, which let's just assume that we are going to do that, does it let me keep the items when it checkpoints me back to the beginning of the room? What would be really terrible is if it for some reason checkpointed me all the way to the right because at no other point has the game ever done anything like that. The left jumps seem more difficult than the right jumps. Alright, now come down here. We have slow roasted zombie choice coffee beans, and we have the coffee machine, so we don't need to jump all the way back that way, thank goodness. And we will just make our way all the way to the back section here, just to make sure that the kid chef with the puppy isn't the person that needs to give us the third ingredient, or isn't the person that we need to have make the coffee for us because we're incompetent in making coffee. Feels like the rocks are just markers of where you might land, which that's not bad game design really. That's actually a good idea. You can't talk to a dog, by the way. Ah, the lingering smell of Kenter. Alright, so you can't climb on this wall. In fact, there's an invisible wall there. When did I get a dash attack? So nothing there. It's really not worth the 3 button presses at this point to take out an enemy. It's a little too grindy, potentially a little finger blistering. Okay, back to this. Save again. Then what we want to do is teleport, I think, now back to the desert, now that we know where to go and have the ability to smash through the rocks. Like, the desert and the forest are the only 2 locations we've even been, really. Seems like there is only 3 locations: a desert, forest, and a general concept of the sea. Alright, so you go back there, you can't really buy anything. You go back to the desert, can't really buy anything. Yeah, I think we go to the barren desert via that teleport, and then if we don't find everything we're looking for in the barren desert from this point of view, then we'll probably have to cheat it some more. Alright, we've got vines, and we've got so we can't open this. Nor can I get the monkey to go where it needs to go, because it would have to make a very long jump to get up there. So there's still secrets that we'll have to come back and get later, and that was seemingly always going to be the case. I should take a moment to just use this. trying to play it a little bit faster, so I'm moving too fast and taking too much damage. Be nice if at a certain point when you get full health, if you had a low chance to get a potion of full health at that point. Thing I'd point out here is that the elephant probably, while it might hit fairly hard, it probably does not maneuver well enough to be a fighting character. These guys are just not giving me much of any rupees. I bet the rotten egg, if I was to guess, is actually in the city. But we'll keep looking. Alright, well this is going to be a nightmare, I can tell already. Probably should be playing as the monkey. How much health does one lose in a fall? Having a hard time finding the platform I'm supposed to land on. That was a long jump. This is getting fairly nightmarish. Alright. How far does one fall? You've got elephant stomp. While in the air as an elephant, press down to stomp. So, down. And that got me an achievement. Thank goodness for that. Now, how many places have we found, though, that had an elephant stomp location? Not sure if there have been that many. It may simply be an extra little ability that isn't really needed. And I hope these things are just broken going forward, and no longer do I have to transform back to break these rocks. Okay. But I still think that there's a secret somewhere to the left of where I am that needs to be addressed. There. Trying to move as fast as possible. Right. This is the way back. Let's not go there quite yet. Yeah, but there's no way across this, is there? I don't think. So there is a secret to the left of that, but we can't do anything with that. May very well may be a secret in this direction also. Or at the very least we're just managing to get a decent number of rupees for the effort. Let's see. Let's try something here. If I was here, if I was in this block, I can change back, but I can't belly dance and turn into the elephant. So, if there was something that needed to be broken by an elephant, that wouldn't really work. Need to also switch back to this. And here we go. Well, this is a lot of stuff. Just a whole bunch of rupees. It actually wasn't that many rupees, but alright. Fair enough. And you can kind of feel how that was intentionally put there just as a way of making sure that there was some place where you could get a decent amount of rupees if you were short rupees for some reason. Then you get to this point, and then elephant won't break these rocks. So then we're gonna have to once again go down this route. We'll just take the damage. See, I guess you could turn into an elephant in any of these points where that was a possibility. But I don't see a real reason why you'd want to do it. Like, right here you could... Yep, nope, apparently you can't turn into an elephant, there's not enough room. It even played a little sound effect that we haven't heard anywhere else. Alright. Next we have over here. And nothing here. Taking a ton of damage. Let's just get out of here. So back to the teleporter I want to go. I'm gonna have to be better, or I'm not gonna make it to the teleporter. Let's see, I think at this point we probably just need to, yeah, we just need to get the look around at like the seaside resort and see if there's anything there, and then go back to the seaside retreat. Then we need to just go back to the city and talk to the city people. Right, we have over here seagulls, which they didn't do anything with the seagulls, really. At least we haven't seen them do anything with the seagulls. Although that might be a hint at some point you turn into... I would suspect you would turn into a bat before you turned into a... I think I just want to go with the lilac fields. Well, actually, let's go with the pumpkin patch, because we haven't been there in a while. Like, there's a possibility that there's going to be something to the left of the pumpkin patch. Like, there's a possibility that something is this way. But I would kind of have a hard time believing it. Let's go in here. Yeah, because we already did that. So now we'll go to the right of the pumpkin patch. Feels like we're getting new enemies now. I don't recall there being vampire bat characters in this area before. Which it would make a little bit of sense if the world kind of leveled up and you had more challenging enemies in older sections. I could upgrade my hair if I had 3 jams. But I don't have 3 jams. So that's gonna leave us with, I think, fairly little that I can actually buy. See, I have no jams, which means, unless I was just gonna buy a bunch of magic vials, which it isn't really gonna kill me to buy a bunch of magic vials. There you go, and that got me an achievement for having that all equipped. So it would be 50 for this to upgrade, 302 gems for that to upgrade, 250 and 2 gems to upgrade here, and 300 to upgrade that. So we're talking about 1,000 rupees in total for the rest of the game. Seems to be the maximum you actually need. Back this way, and now we can break this guy and we can go over here for the first time. The Mermaid Cliffs, which you have mermaids. Are they gonna attack you, or I mean, they seem to hurt you. Yeah, they seem to sort of hurt you, but they also seem to kind of only kiss you, blow a kiss to you. Ooh. I'm not sure it's really worth it to take on the mermaids at this rate. It's that they're kind of just in the way more than anything. Right. Oops, that was not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Now they're throwing some more of the newer characters out against us. Looks like there might be something up there. Taking a lot of damage and a lot of hits just to get from point A to point B. Alright, so there is another dungeon of some sort that doesn't seem like it is the dungeon that the third magic seal is on. Otherwise, I'm very confused as to why I need to make the coffee. And there's a secret thing when we get the ability to swim. I imagine there are several secret things. And I'm not sure how many more secret things are in the dungeon or the forest, but there definitely are at least 2 or 3 secrets around. And the real question, I guess, is do you really need to get 100% of everything, or is it just going to be easier than that? Also, there's kind of more spaces for teleportation portals than there are teleportation portals on this map. So clearly at some point we're gonna go to a different island and have a few more places to teleport. Maybe we'll go to 2 or 3 really small islands at that point. Who knows? There's kind of nothing else to say though. We're still making progress, and we're still having what is a Game Boy Advanced experience, playing a Game Boy Advanced game, regardless of whether it's a director's cut made for PC or not. It still very much feels like the kind of experience you'd have for a Game Boy Advanced. And in retrospect, I'd almost certainly never recommend buying a Game Boy Advance type game if there wasn't a really good reason. And for the Shantae series, I think the good reason is the fact that they're continuing this series. They've massively improved the graphics, they've massively improved, I hope, the controls when we get to the newest ones in the series. This is foundational, and that's the reason why you would want to play this. But then again, maybe it would be just fine to skip, because this is kind of one of those basic games where everything restarts at the beginning and you don't really need to know the story of the previous game. They have made 0 references to any of the events of the first game, so Risky's Revenge very well could have been the first game in the series for all I knew, and I wouldn't really have missed anything. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.